Check one, check two, check one, check two. Speaker, we are up and live. We are up and live. Let's see what's going on. This Hootsuite. Let's go to Facebook. Hootsuite acting stupid. I don't know what's going on, but it's all beautiful. Text messages out. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay. Yeah. We should have another one coming out in a second. Letting folks know that we are live and we are ready. We are ready. We are live and we are ready. And I have had enough. Yep, both of them are out. So let's see what we're going to do. What y'all want to do? All right, we're about to start this show. First off, I need to let you know you are now listening to the best. You are rocking with Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know this is a Harvest production, and right now we are on Folk Tales for Grown Folks, also known as hashtag FFGF. And as usual, we gonna strive to blow up your old paradigm. Oh man. So what's about to go down, family? So let me go on and put on the music. So let me cover up.
Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Somebody on the line.
Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.GyeNyameJourney.com.
Lady J, don't be playing. I got my shirt on back.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands.
Lady J, don't be playing. Lady J in the house. Who else out there?
Let us pray.
Who else out there?
God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, you are God, and all of you are troubled.
What's up, CeeLo?
But you shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Rise, O God, judge the earth. Thou shalt inherit all nations.
One of those brothers is out there.
This is Kabbalah Fox, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey.
Hey, turn your stuff down, Lady J. You know the rules.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the
Something's
past.
playing in the background. That ain't you.
JourneyArchives.com.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Count back. Here she goes, starting step.
This is Abba Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Alright, who's we be acting up? I'm gonna have to go on. I'm gonna have to give me another service. You can't keep on going through this. Feel like I'm in a bad relationship.
Be sure to follow Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter.
Look at that.
Check
Let me
us
get
out.
that Frederick Douglass popping on.
This is Abba Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Come on now, go get a paper towel. Why you just looking at it?
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy. This is Marina with the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
What's up, Miss Johnson?
This
this is Willie. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin, all my Silver Nation out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I give a shout out to my dad for raising me and my family for being around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
And you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Peace, Hotel. It's Mansour Hotel, a.k.a. Mr. Deity. Mr. Deity doesn't sound good. I think it sounds great. Right now, you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatem coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shouts out to the Gye-Nyame tribe, Gye-Nyame family. Stand up. Peace.
Oh man, I broke my thing, so it ain't gonna move as easy as it usually do. So I guess Who's Sweet is down for the night. Whatever. We still gonna build, family. Y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. Cause we about to launch into a whole nother level of discussion tonight. Some of y'all gonna be pissed. Some of y'all gonna learn. Some of y'all might even put a hit out on the brother.
This is Brother Hatem coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey.
So like and share.
Shouts out to Gye-Nyame tribe, Gye-Nyame family. Stand down. You are now listening
Why you gonna put that right here?
to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Peace.
All right, we almost there. We almost there. I'm understanding Shaka's in town.
You are now on Gye-Nyame Radio.
Hey, I sent Miss Cynthia. I sent her the form. She needs to fill out the form. So I got her permission, and I can send her stuff out. So I sent her the number you gave me. I sent her the form. I haven't got a response from her yet. So I need her to add herself to the phone book. All right, family, peace. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. For those that want to join, if you have people that want to join the text message, for those that don't know, we send out texts for each show so that you don't win a show. So the Daily Toasters get the text, they get everything. You know what I'm saying? When you're a Daily Toaster, you get the you get everything. But then I also have my cultural list where when we have events and stuff like that, like we got the Ra Rising ceremony on Ujamak or June 21st coming up. I send out text for that. All of the cultural events, I try to send out text. So if you have an event that's popping off, you want to send it in, go on, send it in. Sorry, I didn't get it. You didn't get a text? All right, cool. I am going to, the number that she gave me, I'm going to send out another text. It comes from a number 614-300-1875. As a matter of fact, if you would, text hashtag GNJ to 614-300-1875. Once again, 614-300-1875. That's that GNJ media number. It's a text number. If you text me, I will text you back. I will send, because once you text it in, what's going to happen is it's going to generate a form. The form will come out to you on the form. By you filling out the form, you give me permission to text you. It lets you pick what you want to get text about, and it also allows you to put and list your ancestors, so I can just pull it straight from there. All right? So Family, it's about to go down tonight. The discussion is going to be harsh. The discussion is going to be strong, but it's going to be one that we need, right? But before I go any further, I would be seriously, I would be doing a dishonor if I did not introduce my guest host, Miss Lady J. Give it up for Lady J, fam. Give it up for Lady J. Where y'all at? All right. Lady J, go on, you talk now. Shouts out to CeeLo. Shouts out to Cynthia Johnson. Shouts out to Sister Regina Idrisu. I hope I said that right. Right? And of course, Lady J, what's going on? What's going down? You got something you want to share before we get into this heavy conversation? You've seen the title of the story tonight, right?
Yes, I was grossly offended, which is why I called in.
That ain't why you called in. Stop playing.
Yeah, so I just have to tell you guys, I am in South Carolina, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I'm in Hilton Head. And on the way here, there was a joke with my boss because there was I don't know if anyone has seen, saw all on the news what's going on with American Airlines and all these delayed flights and people being stranded in Charlotte, which is where we flew into. So I kept making this joke to my boss, telling her that, this was reminding me of the movie Get Out, right? So we get here to Hilton Head, and if you've been here, you're aware that these hotels and these resorts are located on land called plantations.
No, it's not.
I swear to you. That's not the most ironic part. Because I'm like, okay, large farm, plantation, all right. I can, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ross, it's okay. But then the second piece, the gym teacher, who is also a pastor, is here, or a deacon. He's a pastor, I think. And so he
Praise
is
the
very
Lord.
friendly. Huh?
Praise the Lord. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's been very friendly here, getting to know people, fraternizing, things like that. So he has been talking with the employees here, who are mostly 90% black, and I'm going to say about 6% are like all of the maids that clean the room, they're Mexican, right?
Right.
They speak very little English. All the people cooking us our meals and serving us, they're black.
Right.
Right. And then, of course, the people who work at that front desk, what color they are. But I just find it ironic that I'm here on a plantation, and these black workers who work here, guess where they're from?
Mexico.
No, Jamaica. They
Oh.
fly people during the busy season.
Shut
They
up.
fly people from Jamaica
No.
to work here at these resorts.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I swear to you. So, of course, me being too black, too strong, too proud, too beautiful, and all that, and too loud, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keep commenting, and so I've been in trouble because I'm not allowed to comment or remind anyone that we're on the plantation and the workers are black and they're being exported in here for labor. No one
Imported,
wants to
baby.
talk about that.
They've been imported for labor, which brings up
Imported for labor.
Which brings up a whole nother issue. If we was to look up right now in Hilton Head, North Carolina, which I could do, but I'm not. Look it up online. We can see the unemployment rate for black folks. I'm talking about those black folks that are born here in America. You mean to tell me that none of them could fill those jobs that they flying people in for?
Yeah, so that is the issue. My gym teacher, he's been doing some talking with people. He's been asking about it, and basically, yes, because this is like a resort town, there was not enough people. They're saying not enough people here for the jobs during the busy season. So only during the busy season are they importing the labor.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what he was able to conclude.
Okay.
Yeah. So most interesting.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
very
want you guys
interesting.
to know that if I don't make it back to Columbus, you should just know what happened to me. Something here on the plantation.
Well, you're going to make it back to Columbus. You know why? Because we pour for your ancestors every day. You know what I'm saying? I got about 4 ancestors that are personally yours that have linked up with our ancestors. And you know what? You're going to be all, matter of fact, you're going to run into a golden opportunity down there. You're going to discover something down there.
I thought you was going to say I'm going to hit the lotto down here, because that would be nice too.
Well, hey, I mean, like I said, the point that with the Daily Toast, the thing that I'm trying to get people to understand is that we're generating this energy. Might as well use it. You know what I'm saying? We have people on a regular basis for the last 2 years. We're working on 2 years now where we're getting up every day and we're pouring. We're generating an energy, family. We're generating the energy. And then we need to start taking advantage of the energy that we're generating so we can start moving in the directions that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know, so and of course it's going to be a struggle, but it ain't gonna be it ain't too complicated. It can be done. It can be done. You know what I'm saying? We can do the impossible because we did the impossible before, and this ain't even close to impossible. Go ahead.
So this was my first time ever on a plane as well.
This your first time on a plane for real?
Ever in life, yes. And I had to get on 3 planes to get here. And every time, Hatim, the planes got smaller. So the last plane was a plane with propellers. And it vibrated the entire time. It was a very small plane with propellers. So we're getting off the plane. They're like, Ross, were you asleep? I said, hell no, I was praying the entire time. It was just so... you know, it's been an experience. Now, thank God I only have to take 2 planes to get back home, but it's just been an experience.
All right. To Miss Regina, it shows that a text went out. I don't know why that text go out, right? But go and click on the link so that you can add yourself to the book. It should have came back. And go and add yourself, and I will go and put you down for everything. So, family, we are faced with a controversial folktale for the night. It is called The Bitch and Her Whelps. That shit just flows off the tongue. The Bitch and Her Whelps. And I don't want nobody... I don't want people to get offended because this the issue, family. It's not you. See, because we got to remember where Aesop come from. At this point in time, they use the proper term. The proper term for the being in this story is bitch, because that's what she is. Literally. It's a story about a bitch and her whelp and her whelps. But
will you please say it one more time?
The bitch and her whelps. WHELPS. So, we're about to get into it. I hope y'all ready. Because this is about to go down. Because this one right here is going to crack some heads. This one right here is going to turn some stomachs. This one right here is going to change some life. This one right here. This one right here is especially, listen. Are y'all ready? If you ready, throw up some thumbs. Let me see some thumbs. While I need to go and check out Miss Regina. We got a new family member. Miss Regina, shouts out. Al Hassan. Eyes up. So now by the end of the show, I will have you all plugged in. You will start receiving texts. I'm gonna have to send you some other text because I already set one for tomorrow. But on Ujamaa at 5:45 a.m. we'll be gathering at Franklin Park West. This is June 21st, and we will be having a ceremony called the Ra Rising Ceremony, where we're going to be celebrating we're going to be celebrating the solstice. We're going to be celebrating the energy that's going to be going down and the energy that's going to be rising on this day, right? And then also we're going to do a live daily toast. So those of you that have time to come out, right, because the ceremony happened at 5:45 a.m. If it get done around 6:30, you still got a little bit of time, and hopefully you took showers and stuff so that you can go straight to work. We're going to sit down wherever we at. I'm pulling out the equipment. We're going to do a live show right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people, I want the family to know that this show is our show. And I want y'all to be able to enjoy it. I want y'all to be able to argue with me. I want y'all to be able to disagree with me. I want y'all to be able to agree with me. I want y'all to be able to build with me. I want y'all to be able to help raise some of these funds with me. Because the next goal now is to get this 12-passenger van. Boom. So now, I'm just thinking about the celebrations. I'm just thinking about the camping trips. I'm just thinking about the like, for example, Sister Ross is about to take some girls to Simsa, and we got the brothers about to go to Simba, and one of the major issues that we always had was transportation. And I'm just saying it's time for Gye-Nyame Journey to start being able to transport people, not only to our meetings, but to be able to help other organizations and other families, other parts of our extended family do some transporting. Because, I mean, like I said, we nation building. We can't nation build if we don't have the logistics together. And part of the logistics is being able to transport. So Lady J is down in North Carolina. We're going to toast for her in the morning, make sure she get back here safely. And hopefully if she want to play the lotto, I would suggest playing the lotto and go and get that money. You know, make sure you donate, donate appropriately, right? So, are you ready? Are you ready for this folktale, Lady J?
Yes, I am.
I hope everybody out there is ready. This is a life changer. Text your cousins. Test your brothers and sisters. Test your mom and your daddy. Test anybody that's wayward in the community, because this one is going to crack your head. It's cool. We're going to go live. I'm going to have all of my daily toasters in mind. You know what I'm saying? Also remember the shirts are available now. Check this out, family. I may have found another plug. We may have the ability to produce them ourselves, so the price will be going down drastically, right? Yes, ma'am.
Where's your big cup?
My big glass, I'm gonna pull that out in the morning. All right. So Gina went with me. I was glass shopping because y'all know Miss Sasha broke my my toaster glass, so I had to go out and get a couple of toaster glass. Also, where my bell at, Gina? Where my bell? It's right there. So, every morning I say the ancestors like the sound of glass. So when I say Ashe, 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 we get us a ring every time now. So we got it. So we on and popping. So here we go. Folktale. The bitch and her whelps. I know that word is just scraping up against some of y'all ear. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Oh my goodness! It is not that big deal. We all know what a bitch is.
It's just scraping. You know what I'm saying? But it's helping clean out some of that wax, right? Helping clean out some of that. So here we go. This from Asa. A bitch ready to whelp earnestly begged a shepherd for a place where she might litter. When her request was granted, she besought permission to rear her puppies in the same spot. The shepherd again consented. But at last, the bitch, protected by the bodyguard of her whelps, who had now grown up and were able to defend themselves, asserted her exclusive right to the place and would not permit the shepherd to approach. I hope y'all ready, because I'm going to tear this shit up. I hope Shaka get on. I'm about to rip this. I am going to gut this. I'm going to gut it, and I'm going to bring it all the way from the past, bring it up to right now. I'm going to help y'all identify those bitches and those whelps in your life. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help us identify those bitches and whelps in our community. I'm gonna help you identify those bitches and those whelps that's being working against us, right? Because part of the problem is many of us didn't hear these stories when we was young, right? Even though they have segmented these stories off for children, we didn't hear and get the experience of being able to discuss these stories with individuals with some wisdom, like a Lady J or a Brother Shaka or a Sister Cynthia or a Sister Regina. We didn't have the opportunity as young people to converse about these stories, many of us, and really look and get down into the meat of it, right? Into the meat of it. Let's read it one more time. A bitch ready to whelp, that mean have her pups, earnestly begged the shepherd for a place where she might litter. That means, deliver the puppies. When her request was granted, she besought permission to rear her puppies in the same spot. The shepherd again consented. But at last, the bitch, protected by the bodyguard of her whelps, who had now grown up and were able to defend themselves, asserted her exclusive right to the place and would not permit the shepherd to approach. Lady J, do you want to go on first on this one? Cause
destruction of a black civilization. When we know where we come from, when we know where we've been, we know where we are. I believe that in history and throughout history, the same thing has happened many times. People have come and they have settled, and they may have come setting up trading posts. They may have come for for not letting their intentions be known originally. Then you rape the women because that's the art of war, and then you have these mulatto babies, and because they look somewhat like you, and they know from where they come, they won't raise an army against you, and so then you can just take you can just take over that way, and this has been done throughout history. I think about what happened here with the Native Americans through all kinds of countries in Africa, and so you just got to know that people do bite the hand that feeds them
all the time.
That people do take advantage of your kindness. That people will
teach.
You can give somebody 2 feet and they'll take 12 yards, 30 yards. I don't know, but that's just this is what we know. We know this, and we've seen it numerous times through history. And so again, when we know where we've come from, we know where we are, and that's why that book, The Destruction of a Black Civilization, was so key to me, because it allows us to reflect on our own practices and the things that have been done throughout history, as if to say these are the areas, where you failed. These are the areas where you were not. Where you made the mistakes, where you dropped the ball. Now, and this was a consequence. So you've got to go back and you've got to look forward, Sankofa. That's it.
Now, check this out, because I want to be clear. We don't know.
I said it. I think I said it backwards too. You got to move forward and you got to keep looking back. All right.
Now, I want to be very clear. I don't think that the bitch, I like saying that, excuse me. I don't think the bitch had ill intentions at first. But I think that due to the comfort that she was in, and due to the kindness of the shepherd, because she beseeched him, she begged him, and the shepherd consented, and he allowed her to do it. And then he allowed her to raise her pups there. And the pups became accustomed to the spot. And they would not even let the shepherd approach the mother dog to even tell her that it was time for her to leave. Not that, you know what I'm saying? Now, I want us to keep that in mind. Because oftentimes we think that motherfuckers come in with a long-term plan rather than just stumbling into shit. Because one of the things that I want people to understand is that the individuals that we're dealing with are human beings. They're very fallible. They make mistakes. As a matter of fact, I think the West Asia may be one of the luckiest motherfuckers on this planet right now because they stumbled into a civilization. Really, when it comes down to it. At least that's my view. It's not, you know, some of y'all get all into these long conspiracy shits, and nobody ever takes into account that these motherfuckers just was lucky and just was like this bitch sitting having whelps and got comfortable and refused to move. That's what happens. Because think about it. Once you start laying down, once you start having children, once you start letting people on your land and they start having children, those children do not necessarily understand the initial relationship that you had with the parents. Nor do they care. Why? Because this is all they know. They don't know their homeland. So when the Native Americans gave up land for these Europeans to come here, they had an agreement maybe with the original ones there. Right? But those children that was born there was no agreement. Now, we saw this in The Godfather. Now let me break it down for you, right? Same thing happened in Africa. We allowed trading posts to be set up. Trade was going good, right? And then all of a sudden they start having children there, and next thing you know, the children is defending the parents, not letting the chiefs get to talk to them and going to war and selling people off and shit. This happened in The Godfather. What do you mean? All right, so in The Godfather, there is a major issue where Michael Corleone, which is the youngest one, which Al Pacino played, killed the police officer and the dude that tried to kill his father. Now, when Don Corleone, the older one, found out who was responsible for everything, in order for him to be able to get Michael here, he had to make a pledge. And he told everybody in that room, he said, I want my son to get home, and I'm holding everybody in this room responsible if anything happened to my son. If he hangs himself in a jail cell, if a police officer happens to shoot him accidentally, if a lightning bolt from God strike him down, I'm holding somebody in this room responsible. And to make sure that everything goes according to plan, I make this pledge right now on the souls of my grandchildren that as long as I'm alive, there will be no retribution for what happened to my son Sonny. Now listen to the key words. Going back to the bitches in the well. Because nobody made a move while he was alive, but as soon as he was dead, his son took up arms and eliminated everybody. He established the territory, he kept the territory, he expanded the territory. Because he didn't have to keep the word of his father, because that was a different agreement. All agreements die with the father. And that's what we got to understand. When we allow people in, because this is the problem, one of the problems I see with us, we have not been clear about our borders physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, economically. We have not been clear about our borders. And because we have not been clear about our borders, motherfuckers come in and they set up shop. Some of us could walk by stores and we see generations of motherfuckers bleeding our community. They've been there forever. Everybody comfortable with them. So even if you say something, they say, oh, leave Habib alone. Leave him alone. You know, I knew his daddy. They good people. They good people. Won't buy a football helmet for the kids. Won't buy basketball. Won't do shit for the community. Take all the money out. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring in no fresh fruits and vegetables. Bring in all that bullshit. And Habib a good dude. Same thing. Bitch in the well. Bitch in the well. We allowed them in. Now it's time for them to move on. They don't want to move on. And we got to understand, family. Now, where is the bitch in the whelp in your life? See, because we can look at it community-wise, but when it comes down to it, family, how many of us are bold enough to call out the bitches and the whelps in our life? where we got people that we allowed in, that sits on the fringe of our life, on the fringe of our existence, who have given birth to ideas, who have given birth to emotional connections with us, who have given birth to certain things, and now that it's time for them to move on, we can't even get to them because we got to work through the thoughts, and we got to work through the emotions to even get to them, to confront them about, it's time for you to get up off of my life property. See, this bitches and this wealth, this story right here is a direct message to us as individuals and as a people. We have to be clear on our borders. You just can't let everybody come in. You can't, you got space, but you just can't let everybody into your space. Let me tell you, one of the reasons a lot of motherfuckers get upset with Brother Hatem, because Brother Hatem is like, look, when I'm building with people I know, and I'm using materials that belong to us, or the person that created the materials are dead. And they say, Brother Hatem, why are you doing that? Because I have been around long enough to know how motherfuckers operate. If I'm using your material, that means that I bring you down. If I bring you down, that means that you come in. Once you come in, if you have ill intentions, if you're looking to build up your movement, you will fuck my movement up just so that you can continue building yours. I've seen it happen at least 4 times here in Columbus. At least 4 times. So when it comes to bringing other people in, I don't do that shit. With Gye-Nyame, I don't do that shit. Unless I know them and they family. But other than that, I don't do it. And some people be like, yo, they don't like that. And that's cool. Then you don't need to fuck with me because I already understand. I already know the hustle. I seen this shit. And it always goes down like that because motherfuckers, when they come to Columbus, what they believe is they're coming to a cow town. They're coming to a place where they could set up shop. And they could really start building something here. Because they come and they see how cool it is. Because a lot of us, we can't see how beautiful Ohio is because we can't see the forest for the trees. We can't see how relaxed Ohio is compared to when you go to some of these East Coast cities or some of these West Coast cities. We can't see it because we've been here. We immersed in it. But this is a blessed place. So when somebody come from a place where there's constant chaos, there's no room for them where they are right now, they come here with ambitions on building. So they set up, and you can make an agreement with them, but soon as they start giving birth, and they don't, and see, understand this, the Whelps don't have to come directly from them. It could be initiates that they bring in. It could be people that they bring in. Their spiritual children that they bring in that will break the initial agreement that you had with that individual because they don't have to respect that. And this happens to us as a people over and over and over again. A lot of policing. What happens? Now these motherfuckers, now we in a police state. Allow the Arabs in. Now we can't control any of the finances in our community. It's hard. Lady J got a saying at the end of every show, if you want more change, keep it in your pocket. It's harder for us to keep it in our pocket now because everything we buy from somebody else. Even the goddamn Gripple potato chips that some of y'all might be eating on listening to me right now. Even some of the weed. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Guess what we just had on the plantation?
What?
Fireworks.
Ooh.
We just had fireworks. Why do you think they're having fireworks?
They celebrating Juneteenth?
I believe so. We're down south. You know, I know that there's many places, even especially north, people have never heard of Juneteenth, and I'm not surprised. You know, yeah, I'm not surprised. I think that, okay, so I just want to say this. I seen a friend post something today, and he's like, you know, you guys aren't celebrating Juneteenth, but you celebrated Cinco de Mayo, right? But my thing is, there's several historical texts that I've read that said that my ancestors, many of my ancestors, you know, when they bought their fireworks and when they celebrated Independence Day?
When?
First of the year. First of the year. So I get where I understand that there's going to be a number of people who would choose to celebrate their Independence Day on during Juneteenth, and I choose to recognize that date as well. But I also I wish we could get back to that practice of celebrating and acknowledging independence on the 1st as well. And I know that so he signs this document months earlier. It goes into effect on the new year. Many people are not freed. I know people contest and they argue about why this document was signed and all of this and all of that. But I will say again, I listen to my answer. I mean, I admire, I respect, and I get it. Yeah. And that's one. I don't celebrate any consumer holidays, but that's one day I do celebrate is New Year's. And my rationale is because of the text and what I've learned from my historical ancestors.
All right. So let me just take care of some business real quick. I have a question, Miss Regina. Do you have any ancestors that you would like us to toast in the morning? Because I don't see none on your list. I want to just make sure that I ain't missing something. If you have some, I would like you to post them up so I can write them down. Because I want to make sure that we're celebrating everybody who is. Because I mean, you saying you want the text every day, but back to what Lady J is saying, she's throwing out the challenge to say to celebrate the Independence Day, our Independence Day on January 1st. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody else is on the line. Who on the line?
This is Brother Shaka.
Brother Shaka, how you doing, sir?
I got one more thing that I got down here at the conference as well. Have you ever heard Sawabono, a Zulu word? Sawabono.
I heard it, but I don't remember. Say it again. Spell it.
Sawabono. Sawubona. Sawubona.
Hey, man. Hey. You just stepped on my shit, man. Did you bend my thing? It's real life here at Gye-Nyame. I'll put it over there.
You say what?
No, Cleveland just stepping on my shit. I just, I'm like, yo, man, hey. All that, but Sawabono is
So
not. It's not. We are one. It's But go ahead. I can't remember what it is, but I've heard it.
Yeah. So you're thinking Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, but it's a similar. But go ahead.
It is. So Ubuntu. So one thing I love about my job, and I use that quote unquote, is that I work for someone who's a hard ass, but also she's very open. And so my, I go to camp and I do just what's expected. I bring things from camp. So this year every year we have a community night. And just ironically, this year the name of our night was Ubuntu. And so we recognized our community members and we let them know that because of them, we are, this idea of humanity. But this word I got from another educator here. And so this is how they greet their students. You ever had those students that come, there's many students, young people who want to blend in, they want to be invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this idea of Sawubona is I see you. And then the response is Sanibona, which means because you see me, I am here. And I just, I already used the I go, I may, but I really like this and it spoke to me. How many times do our students want to be acknowledged, or our young people want to be acknowledged and recognized? But that was all I wanted to share. I'm having a great time down here on the plantation.
Do you know?
Throw that out.
Do you know where they use that at?
Where am I using that at?
No, I said, do you know where they use that at? That
what word?
That Sarabono. That Sarabono.
Is a Zulu word?
Yeah, it's a Zulu word, but they used it in the movie. That's the movie. Avatar. I see you.
No, I wasn't familiar.
I see you.
I see you.
That's the ultimate respect. That's truly what the definition of respect. I see you. Our children want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? We think we confuse respect with some ego shit, but respect is about you seeing and recognizing the living being in front of you, seeing them for who they are, not for what you want them to be, not for what their score should be, not for what grade they're in, but seeing them for who they are and where they come from. That's true respect. So when you start talking about that right there, you're talking about what we call one of the principles, like in the Nguza Saba, we use the term Ujima. Ujima aligns with that saying that you just said, because it aligns with respect. Because in order for us to work collectively together, we have to see each other. You see, part of the problem with us working together is that we might be all doing different projects, would be cool, but we got to be able to see each other. I mean, really see each other, not just glance, but see. See, because respect means to see again. I constantly got to remind people that. Again, spectacle, to see, spectacles, glasses, to see again. So when you take time to see again, right? And all I'm saying is respect everything and everyone. And this man didn't necessarily respect the dog, respect this bitch, right? Because he allowed this bitch to get into his. See, let me be clear. Respect doesn't mean that you allow a motherfucker to be your boss. Respect doesn't mean that you allow somebody to have authority of you. Respect means that I see you, and I recognize you for what you are. I recognize you for who you are. And above all, this farmer or this shepherd didn't respect this dog for what the dog was. He thought the dog was going to be friendly. I'm not only going to let you have your pups here, you know, because actually she should have had her pups and got up and kept it moving. See, and I want you to understand the danger that this man had placed himself in. He is a shepherd. What do dogs eat? Somebody. What do dogs eat?
What do dog food?
No. Back then, there wasn't no goddamn Alpo. Dogs eat meat. This man is a shepherd. This man opened up his livelihood. He opened up his home. He opened up his property to a carnivorous animal. Not only to have her puppies, but allow her to raise her puppies around the very thing that they eat. Now, it'd be different if the dog belonged to him. But the dog didn't belong to him because she had to beg him to have her puppies on his property. So he put his whole life... Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm so sorry. Just tell me how I'm supposed to respond to this. So I say I'm wondering if those fireworks are in honor of Juneteenth. And my coworker said, you are south of the Mason-Dixon, girl. No. Sorry.
Well, now, the first thing that you might need to ask her is, rather than respond, ask a question. What do you mean? Because if you're south of the Mason-Dixon, please explain. I mean, because if I'm correct, south of the Mason-Dixon is where the Emancipation Proclamation took its full power. Am I correct? Because south of the Mason-Dixon line is where slavery was in existence, and in order for Abraham Lincoln to break up that stronghead, he needed to do something, and part of that strategy was to free those occupants. But all of those who sided with the North but had slaves, those states were excluded from the Emancipation Proclamation. So first off, ask them what they mean. Then you're gonna be able to at least one shut them up because they don't want to know.
I can't do it. He already said, they shoot them off nightly for the tort. He said, no, sorry. Oh my God, I don't even know. Oh.
Don't take it personal.
Oh my God, Mr. Schneider, Juneteenth is a Southern.
You try listen. One of the things that I constantly got to remind young Jedi about is, listen, you don't argue with fools, baby. I mean, you don't even discuss. All right, cool. Thank you for the information, because him knowing that information ain't gonna change his life. I mean, really, it's not. Because obviously, I mean, the motherfucker picked up some words from some motherfucker that he heard and he just repeated them. And now, if you wanna engage him, please just type in, please explain. That'll either shut him up or you're gonna find out that he might really know something. Please explain. What do you mean by that? Or what do you think you mean by that? Right? I mean, we gotta start coaching each other through some of this shit, because some of these folks is not worth our time. It's not worth their time. It's not worth their mental energy.
Oh, I got to say something. I can't. Already, it's too late.
I know. Go ahead. All right. I already know.
I'm sorry, and I'm not going to say anything else about this. I just had to tell him because.
I already know, Lady J. But back to the bitch and her whelps.
Huh?
I said, I know you was going to respond to her. But Shaka, did you hear the story?
No, I didn't hear the story, man. I came in a little late.
All right, here we go. A bitch ready to whelp. What? Hello?
I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, say it again. I wasn't ready for that.
A bitch ready to whelp earnestly begged the shepherd for a place where she might litter. When her request was granted, she besought permission to rear her puppies in the same spot. The shepherd again consented, but at last the bitch, protected by the bodyguard of her whelps, who had now grown up and were able to defend themselves, asserted her exclusive right to the place and would not permit the shepherd to approach.
One of y'all gonna have to tackle that first.
You said who? Oh, we already tackled it.
What?
You late. You almost an hour late. We already hit it. You know what I'm saying? See, in a nutshell, it's about protecting what's yours and not allowing outsiders to come in and have certain privileges on your property. This man allowed a dog to violate his borders, and his borders eventually, what he thought was his, eventually became their dogs. And as the whelps get bigger and stronger, unless they are stopped, they will overrun and take everything away from this man. And this story right here is the story that has been happening to us and our people over and over again. And we have to be very clear about this shit. This story is not just about the bitch and her whelps. This story is about our community. The story is about what's happening in our community. The story is why we are on our backs politically. Is why are we on our backs economically? Because the same strategies have been used over and over again, right? We established civil rights. We allow people to come in and squat on our shit. We shouldn't allow nobody else to receive any benefits until we made sure that everything was working for us. Now we open it up. Now, civil rights, they don't even say black no more. It's people of color. It was never, but people of color ain't marched for that shit in mass. People of color and women. Come on now. Let's keep it real. We allow people to get in and they get in the territory, and once they get comfortable in the territory, they want to stake their claim. This is the issue, and I want y'all to think about this. This is the issue that America is wrestling with when they're talking about the immigrant problem right now. Because because even though you don't read these stories and read examples like this in history, West Asians do. They already know, because they already know how they did Jew. They already know how they did the Native Americans. They already know how they did the individuals in India. They already know how they
I
did.
got a question.
Go ahead.
Would it be more appropriate, and would you accept it if they said melanated people instead of people of color?
Fuck that.
Melanated.
Fuck that. Shaka. See, because this is the issue. This is the issue. You are the shepherd. You have a certain property. You are allowing bitches with their whelps onto your property. Now, you're not saying that the bitches can't have their whelps and lay their litters, but they need to find somewhere else. See, the issue with us is that we want to be accepted by everybody. But what we have to understand, that in order for us to move, especially in the capitalistic society, we're going to have to step on some motherfuckers' toes. Because they operate on the idea that everything has a limit. There is not an abundance, there is a rarity. And there's a value in rarity. And what we believe is we're spiritual and God will provide, and we're going to open the door for everyone. So we are now people of color and gender, and when we have not received the full benefits of the laws that was laid out for black folks who were transported over here in this thing called slavery.
Right.
Period. So now, all of our claims have been overshadowed because we have allowed other motherfuckers to get comfortable and have their whelps on our intellectual property.
Right.
So now motherfuckers is tending to, and then like I said, now it's more of a gay issue than it is a black issue. Matter of fact, they'll say gay before they say black. I want you to notice that shit. Matter of fact, I want you to tell me in the conversation when you ever hear a motherfucker talk about us receiving anything as a group by itself. No, they want to lump us in with everybody else, like the struggle that we had here in America is the same as everybody else's. And it's not. And I will click anybody off of this motherfucking show right now that come up on here talking about we all struggled the same. My fault. I'm going to click you off. I'm going to ask you a simple question first. Show me the proof, because I got evidence. I got data. I got historical facts that I could prove without a shadow of a doubt that the struggle that we had here is individual and unique to us. And until we recognize that, we're always going to have problems. Until we recognize that, we're never going to be able to understand what Brother Hatil means when I say it's about reparations. It's about us getting our reparations. Yeah, it's about us getting our grind on. It's about us still doing nation building, regardless of what they give. But the pressure need to be on these motherfuckers so that they know that our foot is on their throat and they need to give up that bread. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, I always got to bring it back to that to those reparations, family. But hey, I want to thank everybody for stopping in. I want to thank Shaka because I understand he's still in Columbus. I want to thank him for stopping. Of course, I want to thank Lady J for calling in from, I think, North Carolina, from Hilton Head. I think that's where she is. I see Afrique is in the thing. Shouts out to Miss Cynthia Johnson. Shouts out to Miss Navita Nelson. Shouts out to Regina, Sister Regina. Shouts out to Lamont Hogan. Man, you should have came out this weekend. I would look forward to seeing you out there. Oh, you were out there. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see. And shouts out to Sister CeeLo. Family, I want to let y'all know we got our little bell for the libations in the morning. Ashe. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it together. And we will be celebrating the elders. We'll be celebrating the solstice on June 21st. That's Ujamaa. Be out there at 5:45 in the morning. Catch the sunrise. So with that, family, this is Brother Hatim, and I am out. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is the Heart of a Summer production, and I am your host, Brother Hatim. And of course, this has been Folk Tales for Grown Folks, and we have slayed another one of these folk tales. And family, don't hesitate. Still feel free to post up your ideas about the stories, because you don't have to agree with me. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I prefer if you didn't. I want to hear what you got to say about the story. So you can put it up on the thing. And this is a Heart of Summer production. We strive to blow up your old paradigm. Make sure you like and share, family. Like and share. Peace out, Spreaker.